Hey, this is Bob. The alarm buzzes for the third time today. My hand gropes for the damn thing, knocking a half-empty water bottle off the nightstand before silencing it. Another early morning. Another flight. 3 weeks gone, 1 week home. Rinse and repeat. I sit up, feeling the familiar weight of exhaustion settle in my bones. It's not just the flying. It's the distance, literally and emotionally. I've been in the air more than I've been on the ground the past year, and Rachel's been different lately. We've been married 3 years, dated for 2 before that. It was supposed to be the start of something big, our life together. But now it feels like I'm just a paycheck with a pulse. I bust my ass as an airline pilot to pay for everything, her tuition, the bills, rent. She wanted to go back to school and get her degree. Fine, no problem. I'll make it happen. But it's more than just paying the bills. It's the little sacrifices, working longer hours, taking the extra flight, getting up at 3 a.m. because someone else called in sick. That's my reality. And for what? Rachel used to understand. We both came from religious backgrounds, raised to believe in the sanctity of marriage. I took those vows seriously. For better or worse, I told her, and meant it. But lately, I've been feeling like the worse part is getting a little too real. I stand, stretching my back. It's been a long week, and the next one isn't going to be much better. The airline job is brutal, but it's the only option I had after the layoff from my last corporate gig. I was in sales, climbing the ladder, working 60-hour weeks. I thought I was on track for something. Then one day, I'm out of a job, staring at the ceiling wondering what the hell just happened. I had to grab the first thing that came my way. Rachel didn't give me grief about the change. She said she understood. She always said that. It's just a season, we'll get through it. And I believed her. I had to. Because if I didn't, what was I doing? All this work, all this time away. If I couldn't trust her, couldn't believe in us, then what the hell was left? I walk to the kitchen, grab a cup of coffee. It's lukewarm, but it'll have to do. I check my phone, no messages, no calls. Same as always. I know she's probably at school. I know she's busy, I get it. But damn, we used to talk. We used to spend time together, laugh, argue about stupid things. Now, it's like we're just roommates passing in the hallway. I glance at the framed picture of us on the wall, our wedding day. Rachel's smile is radiant, her eyes sparkling like I've never seen anyone's. I remember thinking, in that moment, that nothing could tear us apart. That picture is what I hold on to when the doubt creeps in. The problem is, that picture doesn't move. It doesn't change. I check the time, swigging the rest of the coffee. I'm running late, as usual. My flight's at 8:15, and it's already 7:30. Rachel will be asleep when I get home, I'm sure of it. I'll be gone for 3 weeks, like I always am. And when I get back, things will probably be the same. Quiet. Distant. I grab my duffel bag, throw it over my shoulder, and head for the door. The apartment feels too big for just one person, like the silence is pressing in on me from all sides. I'm doing this for her, I tell myself. For us. I've got to believe that, even if I can't shake the nagging feeling in the pit of my stomach that something's not right. For better or worse, right? As I lock the door behind me and head out, I tell myself the same thing I always do, it'll be worth it. The sacrifices. The long hours. The time away. For her. For us. But this time, it feels like the cracks in the foundation are spreading, and I'm not sure how much longer I can pretend they aren't there. 2 days later, I'm back. The airport's a blur, the terminal lights too bright for my tired eyes. The whole flight was exhausting, endless hours, no rest. My legs feel like concrete. I drag my suitcase across the driveway, half dreading what's waiting for me inside. Rachel's car's parked in the driveway, but the house feels off. No greeting, no excited rush to meet me like usual. Silence. I open the front door, the cool air from inside hitting my face. Rachel? I call out, expecting to hear her voice, to feel the normalcy of home. But there's nothing. I step inside, and it's like the walls are pressing in. The silence is heavy, oppressive. No sound of her footsteps, no movement. The house feels like a ghost town, even though I know she's here somewhere. I drop my bag, setting it down with a soft thud. My eyes sweep over the living room. Nothing's out of place, but it doesn't feel right. My heart starts to beat a little faster as I move deeper into the house, checking each room. The kitchen's empty. The bedroom door's cracked open, but there's no sign of Rachel. I pull my phone out, checking for any messages. No texts. Nothing. It's strange. I texted her earlier saying I was on my way, and she didn't reply, but this silence, this isn't like her. I don't want to admit it, but something feels wrong. I stand in the hallway, listening for any sounds, any indication that she's here, but I don't hear anything. That familiar tension gnaws at my stomach. Rachel? I call again, a little louder this time. Still, nothing. I check her car again, double-checking that it's really hers, that she hasn't gone somewhere. But no, it's still parked in the same spot. Something's off. It's almost like she's avoiding me. Finally, I pull out my keys and open the bedroom door. The room's dark, the blinds shut tight. I flick on the light. Nothing. No Rachel, no explanation. Just a pile of clothes on the bed. And that's when I see it. The phone. Rachel's phone, lying face up on the nightstand. There's a message open. A conversation thread that's not from me. My pulse quickens as I walk over, my hand shaking slightly. I know I shouldn't look, but I do anyway. It's like a train wreck. I can't turn away. The messages are casual at first, nothing too alarming. But as I scroll up, the tone shifts. It's him. Her ex. The one guy I've heard her mention a couple of times over the years. The one guy I always brushed off as a past thing. But this is different. The messages go on for days. There's flirtation, but it quickly escalates into something more. It's clear they've been talking for months secretly. I keep reading. My heart's in my throat. The timeline's clear. While I've been gone, working those brutal hours, she's been in constant contact with him. The messages get more intense, more intimate, until, she's talking about meeting up. I see the messages where they make plans. I see her telling him she misses him. I feel like I've been punched in the gut. My hands tremble as I scroll through the rest, each message a blow to the gut. And it hits me. I've been paying for everything. I've been working myself to the bone to keep us afloat. And she's been here, betraying me. I drop the phone, and it clatters against the nightstand. My chest is tight, and for a second, I can't breathe. My mind races. The betrayal's undeniable now. And then I hear footsteps. I turn around, my whole body stiff with tension. Rachel stands in the doorway, her eyes wide with surprise. She's caught off guard. I don't even know what to say. The room spins. I'm too angry, too hurt, to form words. She takes a deep breath and starts talking, like she's rehearsed it. Bob, she says softly. I can explain. But I already know. The words are useless. The damage is done. Our marriage? It's over. And she's standing there, trying to fix something that can't be fixed. I move out 2 days later. I need space. I need to think. Rachel's still here, sitting in that same damn living room, waiting for me to make a decision, but I can't make one yet. The air between us is thick, suffocating. We're both pretending everything's normal, but it's not. It never will be again. I don't want to talk about it right now. I don't want to look at her. So I leave. I crash at a coworker's place. A buddy of mine who's been through a similar mess. He gets it. It's like we all have our own scars from these sorts of things, scars we can't ever erase. I sit on his couch, nursing a beer and staring at the wall. My phone's blowing up with messages from Rachel. She's begging me to come home, to talk, to fix this. She tells me she loves me. She says she's sorry. But the words sound hollow. How do you forgive something like this? I don't know if I can. I talked to the religious leader at church the next day. He's all about forgiveness. He tells me that love is about letting go of the hurt, about healing together. But what if the damage can't be fixed? What if the trust is gone for good? He doesn't answer. Just tells me to pray about it. I don't know how to pray anymore. A few days pass, and Rachel won't stop calling. She says she needs me, that she's a mess without me. The guilt starts eating at me. I'm supposed to be the man who holds everything together. I'm supposed to be the one she can rely on. But I feel like the rug's been yanked out from under me. I call a few coworkers, friends who've been through similar things. They're not much help either. They say the same thing: there's no quick fix. You either move on or you stay, but you can't keep pretending. I'm stuck. Part of me wants to walk away and never look back, but the other part of me feels like I'm supposed to try. We've been together for 5 years, married for 3. We promised each other we'd stick it out. But I'm scared. I'm scared I can't forgive her. Scared I'll resent her forever. Scared I won't ever be able to trust her again. Rachel shows up at my friend's place one night. She's crying. Red eyes, mascara smudged. She's begging me to come back, saying she made a mistake, that she didn't mean for it to go this far. I look at her, and all I can see is the woman who betrayed me. The woman who had no problem carrying on with her ex behind my back while I was out there busting my ass to keep us afloat. I'm sorry, Bob, she says, her voice breaking. I swear I never meant for this to happen. I want to fix things. I'll do anything. She's on her knees now, hands clasped together like she's praying. But this isn't about prayer. This is about what's been done, about what can never be undone. I don't know what to say. So I don't say anything. A few days later, I agree to go back to the house. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I'm just trying to hold on to something that's already dead. But we try. We go to counseling. It's awkward. Every session feels like a battle. She keeps apologizing, promising she'll do better. But I can't hear it anymore. The words don't mean anything when the trust is shattered. We make some changes. I get a local job to be home more. I tell her she can have full access to my phone, my social media. I even agree to put off physical intimacy. I tell her I'm not ready for that yet. She offers me sexual favors to prove she still wants me. It's desperate, pathetic even. She's scrambling to fix the damage, but nothing's fixing. The damage is too deep. Nothing feels right anymore. I'm here, but I'm not here. My heart's not in this. I'm not sure it can ever be again. It's been a week since we've tried to patch things up. Rachel's been acting like the perfect wife, saying all the right things, doing all the right things. She's playing the part, but I can't shake the feeling that something's still off. My gut tells me she's hiding something. I don't know what it is, but the tension's thick. I can't look at her the same way. Every time she touches me, I feel nothing. Every time she says she loves me, I feel sick. And then, out of nowhere, she drops the bombshell. We're sitting at the kitchen table one night, the usual awkward silence hanging in the air. I'm trying to force myself to eat dinner, but it tastes like cardboard. Rachel's nervously twisting her hair, her eyes darting back and forth, like she's rehearsing something. She looks like she's about to say something important, but she's stalling. I need to tell you something, she says, barely above a whisper. I stop chewing. My stomach tightens, and I know right then that I don't want to hear it. What is it, Rachel? I ask, my voice cold. I'm already bracing myself for whatever it is. I'm pregnant, she says, the words hanging in the air like a death sentence. I stare at her, the room spinning. The shock slams into me like a freight train. I don't even know how to process what she just said. The world feels like it's breaking apart around me. You're what? I choke out, my voice barely recognizable. She nods, tears welling up in her eyes. I'm pregnant, Bob. It's his. It's the guy from the affair. Her words crash into me, each one worse than the last. It's like she's twisting the knife deeper, turning it slowly. The anger, the disbelief, the betrayal, all of it surges up inside me, boiling over. I want to scream, to throw something, to smash everything in sight, but I can't move. I'm frozen, stuck in this nightmare I can't wake up from.
You're pregnant? I repeat, as if saying it again will make it make sense. By him? The guy you were sleeping with behind my back? Rachel nods again, her lips trembling. I didn't want this to happen, Bob. I didn't plan for it. I didn't. Shut up, I cut her off. My voice cracks, but I don't care. You didn't plan for it? Are you kidding me? You think this is some kind of accident? I stand up, my chair scraping loudly against the floor. The anger's too much to hold in. My hands are shaking, and I feel like I'm going to explode. The reality of what she's done hits me in waves. She's carrying his child. She wants me to raise the kid of the man who replaced me while I was working my ass off to support her. She tries to reach for me, but I pull away. Her touch, her presence, it all feels like poison now. I can't breathe when she's near me. You're telling me that you expect me to help you raise this kid? I ask, my voice low and dangerous. After everything? After you slept with him behind my back? You think I'm just going to play happy family with you and him? Rachel looks at me with wide eyes, pleading. I don't want to keep it from him, Bob. I swear. I thought maybe you could help. We could raise it together like nothing happened, like we're a family. I can't believe what I'm hearing. She's asking me to raise the evidence of her betrayal. She's asking me to pretend like this never happened. Like I'm supposed to forget all the lies, the deceit, the broken trust. No, I say, my voice barely above a whisper. I can't do that. I won't. She's crying now, a full-on breakdown, but I can't bring myself to care. The woman I thought I knew is gone. The woman sitting in front of me isn't her anymore. This is a stranger, and I don't recognize her. I won't raise another man's kid, Rachel, I say, the words final. I can't. This marriage is over. There's a silence between us, a long, suffocating pause where neither of us moves. She's still crying, but I don't feel anything for her anymore. All I feel is anger and a deep sense of betrayal that's too much to bear. There's no going back from this. There's nothing left to salvage. I'm done. The decision's made. I've spent days replaying everything in my head, trying to figure out how I got here. How I ended up with a wife who would cheat, get pregnant by someone else, and expect me to pick up the pieces like nothing happened. But I'm not going to let her manipulate me anymore. I'm done being the punching bag. I'm done letting her disrespect me and my love. I grab my phone and start scrolling. First, I call a lawyer. I've never needed one before, but now I do. I'm not going to get screwed over in this. I'm not going to be left with nothing, expected to raise someone else's kid like I don't have a say. I want to make sure I'm protected. I need to protect myself, legally and emotionally. The lawyer's firm is one of the best in town. They've handled divorces, custody battles, everything. The woman on the other end is calm and professional, asking the right questions, giving me clear answers. It feels good to have a plan, to know what my rights are. It's not about revenge, it's about protecting what's left of me. I don't want to be a victim. I'm done being that guy. Next, I document everything. Every message. Every phone call. Every lie. I start writing things down, keeping track of every move she makes. If she thinks she can spin this to make me the bad guy, she's in for a rude awakening. I'm going to have proof. And when I finally confront her, I'll be ready. The hardest part of this process is the emotional side. I've been married to her for 3 years. We've built a life together, or so I thought. But it's all been a lie. I'm not just losing my wife, I'm losing the future I thought we'd have. The plans we made. the dreams. They're all shattered now. But even though it hurts, even though I feel like I'm suffocating from the weight of it all, I'm not going to let it destroy me. I can forgive, but I won't be a doormat. I won't let her have this power over me anymore. I won't let her walk all over me, expecting me to fix everything while she keeps dragging me down. I kick her out of the house. The words come out of my mouth like acid, burning as they leave. You need to leave. Now. She doesn't even argue. She doesn't have the right to stay here. She doesn't get to stay in the home we built with my sacrifices, my hard work, my loyalty. I'm done. When she's gone, the silence is deafening. But it's also the first breath of freedom I've had in weeks. The chaos, the lies, the heartbreak, they're gone. I'm alone now, and for the first time in a long time, it feels like I can breathe. I take a deep breath, and I realize something: I'm going to be okay. I'm going to get through this. And when the dust settles, I'll be stronger for it. I'll move on. And next time, I'll be with someone who respects me. Someone who knows the value of loyalty. Someone who will appreciate everything I bring to the table. It's time to start over. And this time, I'm going to make sure it's on my terms.